That's interesting because I was thinking about with your first story, if I was that particular team member who had aligned those purchase orders and helped get the trucks there, I would probably be upset that I had done some work because I thought those wheels were already in motion. No pun intended there. But okay, if we're an executive and we've already done one of these terrible 3, can we repair our credibility?
You can, depending upon the misstep. You can apologize for it, or you can acknowledge the misstep and say, I didn't intend for this to occur this way, or I didn't think about the consequences. But most importantly, make sure you don't do it again.
Okay.
So most of us will give each other grace for the occasional misstep, the occasional video call from their car if it was an emergency situation. But if you're regularly doing any of those 3, it will whittle away. So think about it as a bank account. Every time you misstep on one of these, it takes a little bit out of that bank account. But if you keep doing it, pretty soon there's going to be nothing left in the account. And then it's really hard to refill that account.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, well, I do make these missteps and then I do the opposite. No, it doesn't work that way. The missteps cost you a lot more than the additions.
Is it similar to rebuilding trust? When you speak about trust, is there a time limit that usually it takes if maybe your credibility's gone to 0?
It does. So if you've damaged your credibility, so when I work with leaders that are trying to rebuild their brand or reputation or credibility, typically takes at minimum 6 months.
Okay.
6 months to repair. But depending upon the damage and depending upon where the other players sit, it can take longer. So when I say where other players sit, let's say you're on a global leadership team and you never see the folks that are in other parts of the world. Okay, well then it's going to take you longer because you just don't have enough exposure for them to see the change.
Right.
So it can take, in those cases, up to 18 months. Ooh. But that's why it's so important that we're really, really intentional about catching it quickly and repairing it fast. Otherwise, we could have a long road ahead.